What is up, everyone? Today we have an MTD with a Briggs and Stratton. I'm assuming it's, I don't know, 4.5 horsepower. It's the smaller one. Some of the older ones with the primer bulb on the tank and the carb on the tank. I haven't seen one of those in a while. It's kind of nice to actually work on one now. But I don't know what's wrong with it. With the exception that it's coming from a group of mowers and other stuff that so far has been nothing but scrap. So hopefully this one is not the same. I'm going to look underneath. In fact, let's just do that now. All this grass. Okay. So at least the grass doesn't have like it's not hiding a hole that I can see so far. That's good. The wheel right there is pretty tore up. It's definitely leaning a little bit. And yeah, I don't know what else is up with this engine. I know the cable works. Let's check oil. But like I said, a lot of this stuff that I got from this person, this person that gave it to another person. Let me get a rag. Oil's very low. It's not even on the stick, and it's black. That's not good. Like I said, I haven't done anything except pull the cable or pull the handle down just to see if the cable would work. More likely than not, it's pretty worn. I'm hoping at the very least I have to put some oil into it, then change it. I'll probably put used oil in there, and then let it run, then change it. Then 99% of the time the spring that's on the governor beneath the air filter is messed up, so probably put a new spring on there. For whatever reason, no one can ever buy a new spring. They just have to jimmy it every single time. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. So let's pull on let's pull it over, see if there's any compression, see if we don't have a blown engine, because if it is, it's going to be a pretty short video, and then we'll just take it from there. Let's give it a try. So far I think it's okay. Maybe it just ran low. Maybe the person emptied it out. Some places they'll let you recycle them if you take out the oil. So maybe that's it. Maybe. I'm gonna put some used oil in there. Then we'll go ahead and put some carb cleaner down to throw to the carburetor and see if she'll turn on for us. Got the air filter off. It's full of oil. Bad oil, but it's oil. Let's give it a pull. Works. Well, the very first thing is we're going to have to take the carb off, because at the very least I'm sure the diaphragm's bad, so let's do that. As you can tell, clean as a day it came off the shelf. can always kind of tell where the stuff came from by the amount of dirt. Don't get me wrong, mine's not very clean. But last year I was mowing dead grass because I was basically redoing it all. Which I don't know, maybe that's this person's story, who knows. But I'm going to take a screwdriver and kind of clean up this nonsense. The seal came off, so I have to remember that. In fact, let's just take it off. I'll just clean this up too. This is really bad because it's air-cooled engine, so you don't want it to overheat, and having all this crap here is definitely not helping it. This should just come off. Oh no, it's attached. I don't want to get anything in the intake. There we go. So let's go over to the carb station. It's kind of clean. Clean enough. Oops. Ooh, I didn't think about looking inside the tank. Let's do that before we get too far into this. It's a little water. It's not too bad though. We will dry that out. Okay, there's 5 screws. I'm just going to take them out. Huh. It's clean. That's not clean. That needs to be taken care of. All this seems pretty good. I mean, I'm still going to replace it, but I bet if I would have put some gas in here, it would have worked. I'm going to blow this off with the air compressor. That's the main job, blow through there. Just take this off, that way that doesn't go flying across the room and never be seen again. Maybe take a little carb cleaner down the throat and just kind of get it nice and clean. Everything's all done. That's all clean. Blew that out. The tank is nice and dry. Just shoved like my air compressor and just hose and just nice and dry. So in this kit it comes with Diaphragm, which depending on how you install it, I like to put it on the actual tank. It goes on the tank first and then the gasket. And then the spring. Also, when you're blowing this out, be sure not to blow in there, otherwise you will pop your primer bulb. It is kind of shocking and surprising when you first do that. It's a beauty part about this engine. It's simple, it's effective, it's easy. Really, there's only a few things that can go wrong, at least with the carb. And it's kind of cheap to fix to begin with, so even if it was to go wrong, it's not the world's worst thing to repair. So I'm not gonna have you watch me put in all 5 screws, but basically I'm just going to put them in a little tight, each one of them crisscross like this. Then I'm going to tighten them down. When you tighten them down, you don't tighten them down that hard. You basically just make it snug. You want to make sure that it can come off, but at the same time you want to make sure that it's having a proper, even and secure seal all the way down to the bottom or to the surface of the tank. If you over crank it, you can warp it, you could potentially crack it, and you will at the very least have a leaking problem, maybe even a probably a rich problem. Gas will just be spewing in, so you don't want to do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this, install it back on there, and then we'll check if it works. Before you go through the hassle of putting everything back together entirely, push the primer bulb. If you don't see fuel shooting like that, you have a problem. So double check that before you put the air filter on. Got everything back together, put a new air filter on it. The oil is full but dirty, still need to change it. The blade is dull, but it's on there. It's actually not too horrible looking, so we'll probably have to sharpen it at the very least. That's okay. But random thing, next time you go to a store that has like a garden area, but it's not a dedicated garden area, like let's say for instance like a Walmart that's not too far away from me, that garden area turns into a Christmas area that then turns into something else later, but they sell off a lot of their summer stuff around September, so you can get some pretty decent deals on stuff. I get a boatload of Briggs and Stratton spark plugs. They're at 89 cents each, which is odd because if you walk down to the automotive area, you can buy the equivalent Autolite Champion something for triple the price. But okay. Same thing goes with that air filter. I think I paid like $1 something for it because I bought like 12 of them. It was all they had and they were all on discount. So keep that in mind. Here's my tip of the day. Let's prime it, see what happens. The exception of kicking up dust and grass and everything in my eye, it's okay. Next thing, I'm going to take off that, this wheel. This wheel, we're just going to straighten it out. Tell me that's not something else. Through a combination of this bar or this pipe, hammer, and a crowbar, I'm going to straighten this out. I think we're also missing a washer, so I'm going to be putting a washer on there as well. Got the wheel done, it's on. I ended up having to take off the whole plate and put my vise and just kind of wail on it. Wasn't the best thing to do, but what I had to do. Other than that, we should be set to go. That was the plug that came out of it. I'm going to be letting it run for a couple minutes and changing the oil, and we should be ready. Something I did forget to mention is when you put the new air filter on it, you do need to put oil on it. I like to take it out because it's a sponge. Spray WD-40, squish it around, put it back in, it's fine. Other than that, I think we're set. So this is a MTD push mower with a Briggs and Stratton, and it looks like we are ready to go. Okay, any comments, questions, concerns, leave them in a comment below. Definitely subscribe, put a thumbs up. Have a good night.